Everest's deadliest secrets, the horrifying accidents that have claimed lives on the world's highest peak. Mount Everest, the tallest mountain globally, has an extensive history of luring climbers in pursuit of its summit. However, climbing Mount Everest is a dangerous endeavor that has resulted in numerous accidents and fatalities over the years. The mountain's harsh conditions and erratic weather patterns make it one of the most daunting climbing challenges on the planet. Nevertheless, despite the evident hazards, climbers persist in their quest, captivated by the dream of conquering the world's loftiest peak. Climbing Mount Everest is not a venture for the faint-hearted. The risks and dangers are manifold and encompass factors such as extreme altitude, thin air, severe weather, treacherous crevices, falling rocks and ice, and oxygen scarcity. The extreme altitude and thin air can trigger altitude sickness, a potentially life-threatening condition if not promptly addressed. The mountain's capricious weather can undergo sudden changes, ushering in perilous conditions for climbers. The steep terrain of the mountain elevates the risk of avalanches, which can have fatal consequences. These risks and dangers compound the peril of climbing Mount Everest, necessitating extensive training, preparation, and experience. In spite of the palpable perils, countless climbers remain undeterred, attracted by the challenge and the prestige that accompany summiting the world's highest peak. However, the hazards of ascending Mount Everest are glaringly real, having claimed numerous climbers' lives over time. Recent years have witnessed a series of high-profile accidents on Mount Everest involving avalanches and falls, leading to multiple fatalities. These tragic incidents stand as a stark reminder of the inherent dangers of attempting to scale Mount Everest and underscore the critical importance of taking every conceivable precaution to safeguard climbers. The allure of this formidable challenge continues to attract climbers, but the very real risk cannot be understated. Over the years, the mountain has claimed the lives of many, with recent accidents serving as somber reminders of the dangers involved. Despite these risks, the dream of conquering Mount Everest persists, highlighting the indomitable human spirit and the unrelenting pursuit of remarkable achievements. Nevertheless, undertaking this challenge requires meticulous preparation, an unwavering commitment to safety, and the utmost respect for the mountain's formidable power. Mountain climbing on Mount Everest is an activity fraught with danger and difficulty, often resulting in severe accidents and a loss of life. One of the most significant threats during the ascent is the sudden occurrence of avalanches and snowstorms, which can catch climbers off guard. In 2015, a devastating avalanche on the mountain claimed the lives of 19 individuals, making it the deadliest accident in Everest climbing history. Another tragic incident occurred in 2014, when 16 Sherpa guides lost their lives in yet another avalanche, highlighting the perils faced by those who work on the mountain. Nonetheless, climbers persist in their quest to conquer Everest, often with heartbreaking consequences. Altitude sickness and hypothermia are also prevalent risks during the ascent of Mount Everest. Altitude sickness arises when the body struggles to adapt to the reduced oxygen levels at high altitudes, leading to symptoms like nausea, headaches, and fatigue. In severe instances, altitude sickness can prove life-threatening. Conversely, hypothermia occurs when the body's core temperature drops below normal levels, frequently due to exposure to extreme cold and high winds. Both altitude sickness and hypothermia can be fatal if not promptly addressed, necessitating climbers to take preventative measures to ward off these conditions. Falls and slips likewise pose substantial risk during the ascent of Mount Everest. The steep terrain, coupled with the extreme weather conditions, can make it challenging to maintain balance and prevent accidents. In 2019, for instance, an Irish climber tragically fell to his death while attempting to descend from the summit, underscoring the dangers of falls on the mountain. Additionally, climbers must negotiate treacherous ice falls and crevices, even presenting a formidable challenge for seasoned mountaineers. Despite these inherent risks, numerous climbers remain undeterred in their pursuit of Everest's summit, enticed by the challenge and allure of standing atop the world's highest peak. Among the most common risks during the descent are frostbite and hypothermia. The extreme cold at such high altitudes can freeze skin and tissues, causing permanent damage, and in severe cases, necessitating amputation. In a harrowing incident in 2021, a climber had to undergo amputation of both hands due to frostbite he endured during his descent. To avoid life-threatening conditions, climbers must diligently prepare and dress for the cold. Exhaustion and dehydration also loom as significant threats during the descent from Mount Everest. The lengthy and physically demanding climb can lead climbers to become fatigued and dehydrated, elevating the chances of accidents and injuries. In a tragic event from 2017, a climber lost his life during the descent due to exhaustion and dehydration. Climbers must prioritize maintaining proper hydration and nutrition throughout the entire climb to stave off these perilous conditions. Moreover, navigation errors and the possibility of becoming lost can have fatal consequences during the descent from Mount Everest. The harsh weather conditions and the lack of oxygen at high altitudes can impair climbers' judgment and decision-making abilities, resulting in navigational blunders. In 2006, a climber lost his way during the descent and succumbed to the cold. Similarly, in 2023, another climber tragically fell to his death after becoming separated from his group and disoriented in the darkness during his descent from the summit. To prevent such tragic mishaps, climbers must equip themselves with proper navigation tools and reactive adequate training to ensure a safe descent from the mountain. The 1922 British Mount Everest expedition. 7 porters were killed in an avalanche during the expedition's first attempt to summit Everest. The 1970 Everest disaster. 8 climbers were killed in a blizzard while attempting to descend from the summit. This was the deadliest single day on Everest until the 2015 avalanches. The 1996 Mount Everest disaster. 8 climbers died on May the 10th and 11th of 1996 in a combination of factors including bad weather, exhaustion, and delays in descending from the summit. This disaster received widespread publicity and raised questions about the commercialization of Everest climbing. 2014 Mount Everest avalanche. 16 Sherpas were killed in an avalanche in the Khumbu icefall on April the 18th of 2014. This was the deadliest avalanche in Everest history. On April the 25th of 2015, an avalanche triggered by the Gorkha earthquake killed 19 people at base camp, including climbers, Sherpas, and support staff. These are just a few of the many mountaineering accidents that have occurred on Mount Everest over the years. These accidents have been caused by a variety of factors, including bad weather, avalanches, altitude sickness, and human error. In summary, Mount Everest presents a formidable and perilous challenge, fraught with risk during both the ascent and descent. Hazards such as avalanches, altitude sickness, falls, hypothermia, and frostbite underscore the dangers inherent in climbing this majestic peak. The tragic events of 1996 and 2014 serve as poignant reminders of Everest's perils. Nevertheless, through comprehensive planning, diligent preparation, proper acclimatization, and the assistance of experienced guides and support teams, accidents can be averted. Safety must always take precedence in any mountain climb, necessitating the adoption of all requisite precautions to ensure and secure a triumphant ascent. We hope you liked the video. Please share it and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.